And I'm a big rooter for CNN, but that tells you a lot, doesn't it? I mean, how do you guys think you are doing in that arena of like, this is a terribly divided country. We're not only politicized, a lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think you're doing with that?
CNN is the place where both sides can watch. And I think, my show is evidence of that. We have lawmakers on from both parties. We'll have Elizabeth Warren on one night. We'll have Ted Cruz on another night. I think lawmakers from both parties should take questions and you should push back.
Bill Maher did it again. Kaitlan Collins, CNN's so-called voice of reason, stepped into the ring and got absolutely torn apart. Maher didn't just push back on her wokeness and political spin. He broke it down piece by piece, leaving her floundering for a response. It was brutal. It was hilarious. And let's be honest, it was long overdue. If you thought Maher was done calling out media hypocrisy, think again. Because this was a masterclass.
President on the legality of telling government agencies that they don't have to spend money that was already appropriated by Congress.
Well, as the OMB memo states, this is certainly within the confines of the law. So White House counsel's office believes that this is within the president's power to do it.
Bill Maher has officially had it with the left's meltdown over Kaitlan Leavitt. Since the moment she took over as White House press secretary, the attacks have been non-stop. From the cackling panel on The View to media pitbulls like Jim Acosta and Kaitlan Collins, the strategy has been clear. Corner her with gotcha questions and hope she slips. Case in point? That clip you just saw. Kaitlan grilled her over Trump's decision to fire a few prosecutors, a move totally within his authority. She knew it, we knew it, but she asked anyway, hoping Caroline would trip up. Spoiler alert, Caroline didn't. She fired back with a sharp, no-nonsense answer rooted in common sense. But instead of moving on, Kaitlan doubled down, desperate to spring the trap, and
who say that they don't have the power to freeze this funding.
Again, I would point you to the language in the memo that clearly states this is within the law.
And all that happened on Friday night. The administration fired several inspectors general without giving Congress the 30-day legally required notification that they were being fired. I think only 2 were left at DHS and the DOJ. And then yesterday we saw several prosecutors, I believe 12, fired from the Justice Department who worked on the investigations into the president. As you know, they are career prosecutors, therefore they are afforded civil service protections. How is the administration deciding which laws to follow and which ones to ignore?
So it is the belief of this White House or the White House counsel's office that the president was within his executive authority to do that. He is the executive of the executive branch, and therefore he has the power to fire anyone within the executive branch that he wishes to. There's also a case that went before the Supreme Court in 2020, Scala Law LLC versus the Customs, Bureau Protection. I would advise you to look at that case, and that's the legality that this White House was resting on.
Now you see why Bill Maher was fed up. He couldn't stomach the hypocrisy from the left any longer, so he came in swinging, tearing into the nonsense like a wrecking ball on a mission. But before Maher's takedown, we got another glimpse of Kaitlan Collins doing what she does best, firing off rapid questions, layering on loaded language, and delivering that smug, gotcha tone. It's her classic playbook: confuse, corner, and conquer. But Caroline Leavitt saw it coming from a mile away. Beneath all the word salad and theatrics, Collins's entire argument boiled down to one question. Was it legal for Trump to fire DOJ prosecutors? Leavitt didn't just answer, she dismantled the narrative. Yes, it was legal. Yes, it is legal. It's called executive authority, and Trump exercised it. End of story. But here's where it got funny. Collins didn't know when to quit. She kept rambling about norms, ethics, and the bigger picture, as if
suits against you, those prosecutors who were fired, that they will succeed.
We will win in court.
And
yes.
Did he personally direct this, given they worked on the classified documents investigation and the election interference investigation?
This was a memo that went out by the Presidential Personnel Office, and the president is the leader of this White House. So
Caroline Leavitt's calm composure and razor-sharp intellect were on full display. While Kaitlan Collins fired off one convoluted question after another, Leavitt didn't flinch. She refused to take the bait or get tangled in semantic games. Instead, she sliced through the noise like a hot knife through butter, cutting straight to the point, stripping away the fluff, and locking in on the core issue. No matter how Collins tried to spin it, whether through moral posturing, legal gymnastics, or fake concern, Leavitt stayed cool, delivering the same clear answer in multiple ways. Yes, it was perfectly legal for Trump to fire those prosecutors. Plain and simple. But here's what made it brilliant. Leavitt didn't just respond, she revealed the playbook. Collins wasn't seeking truth, she was angling for a sound bite. And Leavitt, sharp as ever, ensured the only sound bite worth airing was the truth. It was a textbook example of how to handle media bias, with wit, poise, and confidence. And that's when Bill Maher stepped in. He'd seen enough. To him, the attacks on Leavitt were unfair, politically charged, and over the top. So he turned the tables.
That tells you a lot, doesn't it? I mean, how do you guys think you are doing in that arena of like, this is a terribly divided country. We're not only politicized, a lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think you're doing?